Having a big family is more fun, and I've invited my parents and sister to our place. I've sent some things over, so get ready for everyone to move in.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I mean, I've invited my family to our new home. Isn't that more fun for you two?
Wait, you did this without even consulting me?
Yeah, I decided without asking you. Is that a problem? You enjoy having a big family, don't you?
But we're newlyweds. We just did our wedding yesterday. I'd appreciate a little time for just the two of us. It's not like I wasn't at my family's house yesterday too, but what kind of guy goes back to his parents' house right after his wedding, leaving his wife behind?
Well, there are guys like me around. I value my family. You're part of my family now, so it's only natural that we take care of them.
Take care of them? What do you mean by that?
My parents and sister are unemployed, you know. We have to support them somehow.
Unemployed? Why? What's going on? I mean, no one even gave us a gift at the wedding.
Well, my grandpa left behind an inheritance, so they didn't need to work, but that money has been running out lately, and since we're selling the family house, they'll be moving in with us next.
So you want me to live with 3 lazy relatives who have been living off their family's inheritance? Or wait, including you, that makes it 4 lazy people living with me. I don't think I could handle that. Can't you reconsider?
Your opinion doesn't matter here. As my wife, you're supposed to listen to what your husband says.
Is that really how you think? When we were dating, you always talked about equality between men and women.
Of course, there was equality when we were dating. That's only natural. But now that we're married and you've taken my last name, it's only natural for your position to be lower than mine.
What kind of thinking is that? I didn't marry you because I wanted your last name.
You married me because you loved me, right? So doesn't that mean you should be able to listen to what I say?
I can't believe this is the kind of person you are. Have I been blind all this time? I can't believe I was foolish enough to think about getting married at this age. I rushed into it.
What am I even saying to myself? Anyway, we're going to be living with 5 people from now on, so you better prepare yourself. We'll be moving in tomorrow.
Got it. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're so honest about it. Hey, why is the house empty? Where's your car? Where did you go?
I decided to leave. I packed all my things into the car. I'm also going to give you that house. Isn't that fine?
What? So you're saying you're going to separate from me?
That's right. I'm not going to live with your worthless family anymore. Besides, you turned into a completely different person after we got married. I think it's best to leave a place like that as soon as possible. You prioritize your family over me, don't you?
Of course, it's natural to value family. You shouldn't challenge your husband's family just because you're a wife.
I'm not trying to challenge anyone. I'm saying I'm breaking up with you. I'm divorcing you.
Just so you know, I don't care what happens to you. Do you really think a lowlife like you can live on your own?
It's sad, but I've been single until I turned 33, so I'll be just fine. Oh, and I want to bring you the divorce papers along with the procedures to transfer the rights to the house, so I'll come over tomorrow.
You're really gonna go through with this, huh? Just so you know, I'm not gonna let you take the house, and when it comes down to it, you'll regret your decision.
That's mutual. The one who regrets first loses, okay?
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. You're being awfully confident for someone who's about to be a divorced woman. You think you can just take everything from me and leave without a care?
Of course. I've had enough of this nonsense. I've spent enough time dealing with you and your family. Every time I turn around, I am reminded of how you put them first. It's suffocating.
You're exaggerating. My family means a lot to me, and I thought you understood that when we got married.
No, I didn't realize you'd changed so drastically after the wedding. I thought we were partners, not rivals. I didn't sign up to compete with your family for your attention.
It's not about competing. I have responsibilities to my family, just like you have to yours. You can't expect me to just abandon mine because you're feeling neglected.
It's not about abandoning them, it's about balance. I need you to be here for me too, not just for them. Is that really so hard to understand?
I guess we see things differently. You should have been more patient with me.
Patient? I waited long enough. How can I be patient when I'm sharing my life with someone who puts everyone else first? I want a partner, not a caregiver.
This is getting ridiculous. So you think you could just pack up and leave and that'll be the end of it?
Absolutely, I am done. I deserve to be happy and I can't be happy here. I'll figure things out on my own. I have done it before and I can do it again.
You're acting like this is a game. Life isn't that simple. There are consequences to your actions.
Oh, I'm well aware, and I'm ready to face them. What's the worst that could happen? I'll find a new place to live and I'll start over. It's better than being stuck in a place where I feel miserable.
Do you really think it's gonna be easy? You'll have to manage everything alone. No family to help you, no safety net. Just you against the world.
I can handle it. I've been independent for years before marrying you. I don't need anyone to take care of me.
You're making a huge mistake, and when you find yourself struggling, don't come running back to me.
I won't. I'll make it work. Even if I have to struggle a little, I'd rather face that than live a life where I feel trapped.
Fine. Go ahead, but don't expect any sympathy when it all falls apart.
I won't need your sympathy. I'll be perfectly fine on my own. I just want my freedom back. I want to make my own choices and live life on my own terms.
You think you can just walk away without consequences? There are always consequences, and you're gonna learn that the hard way.
Maybe, but I'd rather take that risk than continue living this lie. I've been unhappy for too long. I want to be free to find my happiness. Abby, I'm Kay, Lee's sister. We met at the wedding. Oh, Kay, it's been a while. We're supposed to be strangers now, so what's going on?
Well, we've been struggling a bit to make ends meet lately.
It seems my brother can't handle the mortgage on his own. Well, that makes sense. He was putting on a brave face, but there's no way he could manage it alone.
Wait, you willingly gave up the house knowing he couldn't pay for it alone?
Well, he agreed to it himself, didn't he? So what do you want from me? Even if you say something, I don't really know how to help.
Abby, please, could you come back home?
Huh? Of course not. Are you really asking me to return home and take care of you all?
But we don't have a choice. We're not working. It's impossible for my brother to support all of us on his income alone.
Why are you acting so high and mighty? If you all just worked and cooperated, it would be fine.
It's not that simple. We've been unemployed for a long time. How do you expect us to just jump into work all of a sudden?
Huh? I can't help but laugh at how defensive you're being. I don't care. Just work hard, all right?
Do you know even diligent workers slack off at least 20% of the time?
So what? Your examples are terrible, and you're really funny.
This isn't a joke. Thanks to you abandoning us, we're at the brink of survival. Don't you feel any guilt at all?
No. If it's this entertaining, I should have lived with you for just a week. You'd get tired of it quickly, I'm sure.
Abby, we're in such a bad place financially that we can barely eat. All we have is fake hamburgers.
Well, at least you can afford to buy fake hamburgers.
That's why we want you to come back, or we need financial assistance from you. Which one will it be?
No, I won't do either. Why do you think you're in charge here? I'm sorry, it seems like there's no point in continuing this conversation, so I'll just stop here.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just leave. The conversation isn't over yet.
I had fun. See you later. Lee, it seems you're really struggling, huh? From what I hear, you're having a tough time paying your mortgage. What a mess.
What? You didn't hear that from Kay, did you? She wouldn't have said anything to you.
Oh, yes, she did. I got a call for help from her. Isn't she just the funniest? You should take care of her, you know? She's got a way of making things interesting.
That girl. I specifically told her not to reach out to you. And listen, the whole mortgage thing is just nonsense. I can handle it easily on my own.
Oh, really? If that's the case, then I guess you don't need my help at all. That's great to hear. Guess it's bye-bye for us then.
Wait, are you seriously planning to help me?
Yeah, I was actually thinking of offering some words of encouragement. Something uplifting.
Words of encouragement like what?
One for all and all for one. You know, that kind of spirit.
What does that even mean in this context?
With that mindset, you should all support each other as a family. You'll figure it out together. That's how it's supposed to work.
Are you really mocking me right now? How on earth can I feel better with some cliche saying like that? It's utterly ridiculous.
Well, honestly, it's the least I can offer you at this moment.
Abby, can you please just give me back the car? I've been walking an hour to the train station every morning just to get to work. I'm struggling because I specifically searched for a house based on needing a car. Without it, I'm in serious trouble.
But that car belongs to me. Remember, you agreed to the divorce and we both consented to take our individual belongings.
True, but life is harder than I expected after the separation. I'm begging you to help me out just this once, please.
Well, honestly, I think the only option left for you is to cut ties with your family.
What are you talking about?
Let's be real here. It's obvious that your family is holding you back. Why not just sever ties with them and try to live independently for a change?
What do you think you're saying about my family? If I did that, how would Kay and my parents even survive? What would they do without me?
I don't know. They could always get jobs. They're all perfectly healthy. There's no reason they can't contribute.
Kay and my parents have been out of work for so long. You can't expect them to just jump back into the workforce out of the blue.
You're just repeating what your sister said, aren't you? It's a bit pathetic how lenient you are with your family. I mean, really.
I'm the eldest son. It's completely normal for me to take care of my family. It's my responsibility.
But honestly, I think you're doing more harm than good for them.
What? How can you say that?
It's simple. You're the only one working, and by indulging them, you're making them lazy. Taking care of your family isn't the same as spoiling them.
But I genuinely love my family and I want to support them. We were incredibly poor when I was growing up. Right before my grandfather passed away, he won the lottery and that completely changed our lives. I loved my job and didn't quit, but everyone else in my family just stopped working.
Wow, your family is quite the case, huh? One lucky lottery winner and suddenly everyone quits their jobs. No wonder they've come to rely on you.
I mean, we're talking about $100 million here. Who wouldn't quit working after that? My grandfather passed away soon after, and now it's been 5 years and we've run out of money completely.
Well, what did you expect? Your entire family just quit working and lived off that money for years.
But that's the reality. We were so poor before. It's hard for me to tell my family they need to work like we used to back then.
You know what? I'm not here to give you life lessons, but if it's a family of 4, then you could all work part-time jobs or something and pool your resources together to pay the mortgage. If not, you're going to lose the house. The choice is pretty clear. Well, do your best with that.
Hey, wait! Don't just leave it there! We're not done talking! Oh no! Baby, what should I do?
What's going on? What happened this time?
It seems my family barged into my company demanding that my salary be raised. This is seriously bad. Who does something like that?
What? That is really messed up. They sound like lazy fools, or maybe they're just out of their minds.
Yeah, I know. They've been calling my company insisting that I deserve a pay raise because I work hard. But when no one picked up the calls, they just decided to show up. I think this is it for me. There's no way I'm not getting fired after this.
But hold on, it's not like you did anything wrong. They can't just fire you because your family acted out like this.
Even if I don't get fired, there's no way I can stay at the company after my family makes a scene like that. They'll see me as the troublemaker's son, you know? I'm basically dead in the water here.
Well, you do have a point there. That's a tough situation.
Damn it! You were right all along. I've been spoiling my family way too much.
It's a bit late for that realization, isn't it?
Honestly, I don't know what I can do. I guess I'll just let them have their way. At this point, it's clear I'm headed for unemployment anyway.
So what are you going to do now? I feel kind of sorry for you, even if it's a case of your own making. You didn't really deserve this.
Thanks, but I'm the one to blame. I should have put my foot down a long time ago. I just wanted to keep the peace in the family and thought that by giving in to their demands, they would appreciate me more. Instead, I ended up enabling this behavior.
It's tough to break that cycle once it starts, isn't it? It's like a bad habit.
Exactly. I've been so focused on keeping everyone happy that I forgot about myself. I never thought it would come to this. It's embarrassing, really. I'm a grown man, and here I am about to lose my job because of my family's antics.
You need to learn how to stand your ground. Maybe this is the wake-up call you needed.
I wish it didn't have to come at such a high cost. I guess I'll just have to start looking for a new job now. But who's going to hire me after this fiasco?
Hey, Kay, are you at Lee's company right now? I know it's not my place as a member of the board to say this, but maybe you should stop. It's already over. I'm on my way home now. Oh, really? So what happened? You were demanding a pay raise for Lee, right? Yes, that's right. They called the police, so I had to leave. My dad and mom got caught by the security guards. So you managed to escape on your own, huh? This is all your fault. It's because you didn't help us that things turned out this way. What? No, it's because you guys don't want to work. If you hadn't left the house, we wouldn't have needed to work at all. We decided to live together because Lee told us to, but now this isn't what we agreed on. You really are the queen of backfiring. No one can pull that off like you. You are number one and one of a kind. You're going to take responsibility for this. Be prepared. I am coming over to your place now. Wait, hold on. You can't be serious. That's a bit much, don't you think? No, it's entirely your fault this happened. I am going to avenge my dad and mom who got caught. They got caught because they stormed the company. I had nothing to do with that. Shut up. Just be ready. You're really taking this too far. You should think about the consequences of your actions. This isn't just about you. I know it's not just about me, but you can't keep blaming everyone else for your problems. You're the one who should have helped us instead of running away. If you hadn't left, we wouldn't be in this mess. You have to be realistic, Kay. Just because I left doesn't mean you get to blame me for everything. You need to take some responsibility. Responsibility? For what? I'm just trying to keep my family together, but you're making it impossible. Where do you live? Right? You wouldn't know. I was a bit freaked out because it seemed like you knew my address. But I will do everything I can to find you. I will definitely get my revenge on you. Hey, why don't you try talking to Lee about this? Lee? That lying jerk isn't family to me.
He wanted us to live together because he said he could support the three of us on his and Abby's income. But look at what's happened. This is a total scam.
But Lee has been working hard all this time to support the family, hasn't he? Don't you have any gratitude for that?
Of course not. He made that promise himself when he invited us to live with him.
But the inheritance ran out, right? You guys were going to lose your home, and that's why Lee proposed living together, to help you out.
Regardless, the fact remains that Lee lied. If you're going to defend him so much, why not just go back to him?
I have no intention of going back to him, but I do think he's pretty messed up. However, I feel sorry for him because his family is even worse.
Your language is really harsh. It's chilling.
It's scary how your language is even more decent than mine. At first, I thought you were an interesting person, but now I find you terrifying. Are you really not a psychopath?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I've been thinking a lot, and I decided to apologize. If this continues, I might end up with nowhere to live. Abby, won't you help me?
The timing of your apology is way too scary. Seriously, I really don't want to get involved with you.
Are you still angry?
It's not just anger. I'm genuinely scared. Even aside from that, I don't think I should help you. You need to handle this on your own.
I see. So you're the kind of person who easily abandons others. I think that's the lowest thing ever. You just keep living like the scumbag you are.
I really don't understand you at all.
You don't need to understand. What matters is that I'm in a tough spot. I can't believe you're so indifferent to someone who is clearly in need of help.
Indifferent? It's not like I owe you anything. You made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences.
But you don't get it. If I end up on the streets, it'll be because of the decisions that both you and Lee made.
You're blaming me for your problems? That's rich. If anyone made bad decisions here, it's you.
I can't believe you're so self-centered. Just because you've managed to escape this mess doesn't mean you can just walk away and leave me behind.
Oh, please, this is your mess to clean up, not mine. I have my own life to worry about.
You think you're better than me because you've managed to keep your head above water? This isn't just about survival, it's about human decency.
Human decency? You mean like expecting handouts? No thanks.
I'm not asking for handouts, I'm asking for a little understanding. Is that too much to ask?
It seems like you're asking for way too much, honestly. You need to take a long look in the mirror.
Why is it so hard for you to show empathy? You can't just throw me aside like I'm nothing.
And you can't just expect everyone to drop everything to help you. Life doesn't work that way.
I'm not asking for the world, just a little support. Is that really so hard?
You clearly don't understand how things work. You have to stand on your own 2 feet.
Fine, if that's how you feel, then I guess I'll have to figure this out on my own. Good luck living in your little bubble.
Is it true that Kay got arrested?
Yeah, apparently she broke into a convenience store in the middle of the night to steal something. Honestly, what is she thinking?
What about your parents? What are they doing now?
They're currently staying at a net cafe while doing some day labor jobs. They keep sending me messages asking for help, but I'm ignoring them. I'm unemployed too, after all.
Well, that's probably for the best. They definitely need some tough love.
I can't believe it's come to this. I just wanted to be a good son.
I don't know how you managed to live with a family like that for so long. I don't think I could last even a few days.
I really loved them, you know. As family, I didn't realize how messed up they were until you and the others at work pointed it out. It's crazy how important it is to have an outside perspective.
Well, at least you figured it out in the end.
Hey, Abby, what if we tried to get back together?
Huh?
From now on, I'll prioritize you above everything else. You won't have to worry about my family anymore. I promise to make you happy.
No way, that's not happening.
Wait, what?
I haven't forgotten what you said to me. You talked about how a wife is supposed to be subordinate to her husband, and you tried to make me follow your orders without question.
I know, I regret saying that. I really do. I promise I won't say anything like that again. Please.
I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. If we got back together and you acted like that again, I'd be stuck in a bad situation. I'd rather live on my own. I'm living out of the prefecture for now anyway.
Please, I'm struggling with money too. I don't know how I'm gonna get by if things stay like this.
Then why don't you just go live with your family again? I mean, having a bigger family's more fun, right?
That's not the point. I don't want to go back to that.
But you keep saying you need help. If you think it's so great to live with family, why not just go back to them? You'll have all the support you want. You're really missing the point here. It's not about numbers. It's about the quality of the relationships. I can't just go back to a toxic environment.
So what's your plan then? Just continue to suffer alone? That seems pretty bleak.
It might be bleak, but it's better than dealing with the chaos of that family. I can make it on my own, even if it's tough right now.
You're so stubborn. Don't you think it's time to face the reality of your situation?
I'm facing reality. I just refuse to go back to something that will only drag me down further.
But what about your pride? You'd rather suffer than accept help from anyone?
It's not about pride. It's about self-respect. I can't compromise my values just to fit back into a dysfunctional family.
So, what's your alternative? Live in misery forever?
At least it'll be my misery. I'll take that over being miserable in a toxic environment.
You're really pushing it, you know. You could have a decent life if you just reconsidered your options.
Reconsider? You think I haven't thought about that? I have thought long and hard about what my life looks like now and where I want it to go.
And what's that? Living in isolation forever?
No, it's about finding my own path. I want to build something for myself without being tied down by family obligations.
But my family is still a part of you. You can't just pretend they don't exist.
I'm not pretending they don't exist. I'm just choosing to prioritize my own well-being over a toxic relationship.
It's a risky game you're playing, Kay. You could end up regretting it later.
I'd rather risk that than go back to being miserable with them.
You're so stubborn. Just think about what you're saying. You really want to throw everything away?
I'm not throwing anything away. It's about taking control of my life. I'm done being pushed around.
Well, good luck with that then.
After that, I blocked Lee's contact information and decided never to reach out to him again. It was a relief to finally cut ties with him. Rumor has it that he severed his connection with his family and left his hometown to start living alone in a new place. I must say, it's quite commendable that he managed to break free from that toxic family. It seems he found the courage to take a step away from the chaos that had surrounded him for so long. As for his parents, they continue to live day by day, working odd jobs to make ends meet. From what I've heard, they haven't changed much. They still rely on their son and seem to expect him to support them despite all the drama that's unfolded. It's almost as if they haven't learned anything from the consequences of their actions. I can only imagine the burden that Lee felt having to carry the weight of their expectations on his shoulders. Then there's Kay. It's unfortunate to hear that she fell back into her old habits. During her probation for theft, she got involved in another shoplifting incident and is now serving time in prison. It's a sad story, really. I hoped she would take the opportunity to change her life for the better, but it seems like she chose a different path. I can only hope that while she's in there, she reflects on her choices and comes out a better person. After all, everyone deserves a second chance, but it's up to her to make the right decisions moving forward. As for me, I'm enjoying my life living alone in this new place. It's refreshing to have a clean slate and to finally be in an environment that feels right for me. After everything that happened, I needed to find a place where I could breathe and think without the shadows of my past looming over me. This independence has allowed me to focus on myself, my goals, and my happiness without the distractions that came from the chaotic relationships I had before. My marriage was incredibly short, lasting only a few months, but looking back, I see it as a valuable experience. It taught me a lot about myself and what I truly want in life. While I certainly wouldn't call it a happy memory, I do appreciate the lessons I learned from that time. I realized that I deserve to be with someone who respects me and values our relationship equally. At times, I find myself reminiscing about the early days of my relationship with Lee. It wasn't all bad. There were moments that brought me joy and laughter. However, those fleeting happy memories are overshadowed by the reality of how things ended. I think it's important to acknowledge both the good and the bad when reflecting on our pasts. It's a part of personal growth. Now I spend my days exploring my new neighborhood, meeting new people, and rediscovering my passions. I've taken up a few hobbies that I never had the time for before, like painting and hiking. Being in nature is therapeutic. It helps clear my mind and bring me a sense of peace that I had been missing for a long time. The vibrant colors of the landscapes inspire me, and I often find myself lost in creativity when I'm outdoors. Sometimes I think about how different my life would be if I hadn't made the decision to leave that relationship. Would I still be trapped in the same cycle of dysfunction? Would I still be pretending that everything was fine when it clearly wasn't? That thought alone makes me shudder. It's astounding how much one decision can alter the course of our lives. Living alone has also given me a chance to reflect on what I want from future relationships. I've realized that I need someone who shares my values and is willing to communicate openly. Trust and respect are non-negotiable for me now. I'm not in a rush to jump into another relationship, though. I want to take my time and ensure that the next person I let into my life is someone who truly complements me rather than complicates things further. In this journey of self-discovery, I've found strength I didn't know I had. I've learned to stand up for myself and make decisions that prioritize my well-being. It's empowering to finally feel in control of my life. I no longer feel like I'm a victim of circumstance. Instead, I'm an active participant in shaping my own future. Every day, I am grateful for the opportunities I have to grow and evolve. I've met wonderful friends who support me and encourage me to chase my dreams. They remind me that I'm not alone and that it's okay to ask for help when I need it. Having a support system is crucial, and I've realized how vital it is to surround myself with positive influences. So, as I look back on that brief marriage, I choose to see it as a stepping stone rather than a setback. It's part of my story, and every chapter has contributed to who I am today. I've emerged from the experience with greater clarity about my values and a newfound appreciation for the freedom I now have. In the end, I think I've come out stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace whatever life has in store for me next. There's so much to look forward to, and I'm excited to continue this journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Who knows what the future holds, but one thing is for sure. I'm ready to face it head-on, with my head held high and my heart open to new possibilities.
Hey Aubrey, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I can finally meet your parents. Ooh, I'm nervous.
Don't be. Actually, you're gonna only meet my mom.
Oh, what? I thought you were gonna introduce me to both of your parents.
My dad has work tomorrow because he's a pretty busy man, so my mom will meet and judge you and your parents.
Didn't you bother to talk to him about this? We're engaged.
I wanted to, but he doesn't have the time to talk. Plus, he's pretty strict.
I see. Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? My dad took a day off from work tomorrow because he thought he was going to be able to meet both of your parents. And what do you mean, judge? That's kind of harsh.
Hey, my mom took a day off also, you know. Be thankful.
Why are you mean all of a sudden?
How am I mean? I just told you that my mom took a day off, so appreciate that. My mom and I are pretty close, so I hope that you guys can talk peacefully.
Pretty close and loves me? Do you mean a normal mom and son relationship, or do you mean obsession?
She's just strict and wants to maintain a good relationship, okay? She also looks out for everyone in the family because we're all doctors except for me. I didn't tell her that I failed the USMLE exam, so can you keep that a secret?
Oh, that's right. You told me about your family to me before, but not that much. Why didn't you tell her that you failed? She'll eventually find out, you know.
I don't want her to hate me.
Yeah, but lying will ruin your relationship with her. That's up to you, though.
I think she won't find out, so can you promise me?
Okay, then it'll be your fault if something happens, though. See you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
The next day. I don't know where you are, but get the fuck out of my house. I will not let you be a part of this family. Self-employed father, are you serious? We're in the car and ready to leave. Why are you so mean? You didn't need to throw your drink at me and talk shit the whole time. Didn't you realize that Travis was really embarrassed? So what? Self-employment is not a decent job. You just want his money and take advantage of him because he's nice, right? I need to warn him to not marry you. I'm going to find a better woman for him, so can a poor trashy bitch leave him alone? How did you jump to that conclusion? Don't worry, I will leave him alone. I just want to know why. I thought that as soon as your dad told me that he's self-employed. Is there something wrong with that? Self-employed people struggle financially, so you probably plotted something with your father. You were keeping an eye on Travis because you heard that he's a doctor, right? I've seen a lot of bitches like you, so I know. There is no way I'm going to let him marry you. It's sad how you judge people and talk shit even though it's not true. I'm not judging, it's the truth. I'm not one of those people, though. Why don't you listen first? It's a waste of time listening to those people. Wow, you are such a disgusting person, and you know what? I'm glad that I'm not going to be in your family, so thank you for not approving. Say that as much as you want because it means nothing to me. Also, stop acting tough because I bet you're crying right now. I'm not. My dad and I are planning a dad-daughter date right now because we're off from work today. Can't believe that you have the nerve to think about that now. Why? You kicked us out, plus I'm done with Travis, so we have free time. I will call off the engagement right now. He always listens to me, so don't think about arguing. Please, go ahead. There is nothing to argue about. Great. Don't think about changing your mind. I won't allow him to get married to someone besides a doctor. I'm so glad I was able to know about this earlier. Otherwise, I would have let a loser be a part of my family. I'm so glad my husband didn't meet you guys. I won't change my mind, so don't worry. Your husband is a doctor too? Why would I tell you? I just asked you a question. And I will not answer it because it doesn't matter to you. Okay then. Just to let you know, Travis is gonna face some problems. Will that be okay for you? What the hell are you talking about? Are you threatening me? No, I'm not. I'm just making sure if it's okay for you, and looks like you are. Yes, because I know nothing is going to happen. Anyways, I guess I'll start looking for his new wife because there should be plenty of women better than you out there. Such a good feeling to get rid of a bitch who's a waste in this family. Why don't you marry someone at your level? Don't you ever think about taking back Travis, okay? Bye! I hope you have fun with your lame-ass dad. Can you stop talking shit about my dad? He didn't do anything to you. No, I won't. I have to laugh because he has some nerve to introduce himself to his elite family. Hate to break it to you, but my dad owns a hospital. What? Owns a hospital? What do you mean? Well, you would have known if you'd listened to him instead of cutting him off. I wanted to talk to you before about this, but if I do, it seems like I'm bragging, so I didn't say anything. I didn't expect for you to make fun of him and look down on him and end this way. Do you want to know something else? Travis is a nurse there. What do you mean Travis is a nurse? You don't know anything? He failed the USMLE exam, so he's not a doctor. He's just a nurse who works at my dad's hospital. It was easy for him to get in because my dad is a head doctor there. What? He didn't tell me about this. He didn't want to tell you because he was afraid that you would hate him. It must have been hell listening to you talk shit to the hospital director. Wait, so let me get this straight. Your dad is a head doctor and owns a hospital? That's what I've been saying. He said self-employment because he's a medical practitioner, but he should have explained it in more detail. But I'm glad to see your true colors, so I thank my dad. Are you serious? You're the head doctor's daughter? Yep, and also the female doctor who will be the next head doctor. What? Seriously? Yes. Speaking of doctor, you were bragging how your family are all doctors, but I found some interesting facts because I thought something was fishy. So your husband is a pharmacist, and your other son went to medical school but failed and is jobless now, right? Pharmacist is in the healthcare field, and both of my sons are doctors because they went to medical school. Here's a little lesson. Pharmacists are people who hand out and explain medicines prescribed by the doctor, and just because your sons went to medical school doesn't mean that they are doctors. They are doctors! You need to pass exams and get licenses and certifications in order to become one. Everyone knows that. By the way, Travis doesn't know about this, right? I wonder what he'll think about this. Are you going to tell him? I was going to, but he doesn't matter anymore and it's a waste of time, so no. He will eventually find out, though. Also, you're only a stay-at-home wife. You don't even work and you have no right to make fun of people working. I wonder how you made him believe that you're working, though. You're so rude. Rude? You're the one that's rude. You look down on people and make fun of them if you find out they're not doctors, even though you and your family aren't. Also, isn't it sad to brag about having a family of doctors even though it's not true? Do you need to always one-up someone? Sorry, but this is me. Hey, Aubrey, if I agree with you marrying Travis, will you forgive me? I was misunderstanding something. Actually, it's also your fault because you didn't tell me anything, so since we're both in the wrong, it's fine, right? No, it's not. Why? Are you really gonna ask why? Hey, I will apologize to you as many times as you want, so do you think we can make up and get along? You can come by to have some coffee, okay? It's scary how you change your attitude as soon as you found out I'm a doctor. Sorry, but the engagement is off, so no thank you. We will not get back together, and he'll probably quit the hospital. You didn't think that an actual doctor would come and meet you, right? What? Why? You don't need to be that mean. Mean? All I did was decide not to get married to him, because I don't love him anymore, plus, don't want someone like you in my family. What will happen to his job, though? Oh, don't worry. I won't tell him to quit, but I think he will, though. He'll definitely feel awkward because he just broke up with the head doctor's daughter who's going to be in his position. You don't need to break up with Travis. I'm telling you that you can marry him. I just talked to him and he said that he wants to marry you. You deserve someone like him, so I will allow for you to marry him. If you guys do, can you make him the head doctor? So you want me to marry him because of that? I told you that he's not a doctor, so of course not. Well, why don't you be his assistant and teach him? That way he can learn things and be a good doctor. That's illegal because he doesn't have a license or certification. You seriously don't know anything, do you? If you still don't understand, just search it on Google. Now, will you excuse me? I'm spending quality time with my dad right now. Before you go, I advise you to admit to everyone that you were lying about your family. I will do that, so can you please come back? Of course not. We're done. No, please. Now, do you know how real doctors act like? The total opposite of you. You should change your attitude, but I know that you won't listen to me, so bye. Get the fuck out of my face. After the incident, Travis ended up quitting the hospital because he felt awkward being there since everyone gave him the cold shoulder. His rumor was spread throughout town also, and since he had trouble finding a new job, he moved to a small town in the middle of nowhere. As for Travis's mom, she faced the consequences of her actions. Her husband divorced her for being rude to others and lying about everything. Her family members cut ties with her for the same reason, and she now has nobody who can help her. I don't know where she is now, but I really don't care. This shows that it's very important to listen to somebody until they finish talking, otherwise you might misunderstand and cause trouble to others and especially yourself.